What is up, dudes? Lady dudes, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, I've got a new video, a new interesting kind of news development video, something I've been keeping an eye on. And you know what? I knew the day when we got the first 3 Link VRAINS pack cards revealed for Link VRAINS pack 3 that this was a thing, and I heard about it and I keep my eye on it. But I decided today I wanted to make a video on it. I wanted to bring it a little bit to the limelight, at least to you guys, at least. And so you can keep an eye on this because this could be something pretty significant. So pretty much here is we have like a random, I believe a random Link VRAINS pack 3 rumor list. That was like a potential leak, whatever. You see these all over the place. One of the biggest places you see this is Pokemon. Whenever there's a new Pokemon game released over the last couple of years, it's been a huge thing where like everybody with a computer goes online and releases a fake spoiler list, right? And there's like YouTubers that go through it and they like try and sift through the not true stuff, the stuff that could have some validity to it, and try and find the real leaks, because there have been legitimately real leaks that get dropped, and this could be one of those things, because when you see this, you're like, okay, there's some things on this list that don't quite make that much sense. I'm kind of skeptical here, and then lo and behold, we get the first 3 Link monsters, and they're on this list. This is like the only list I can see anywhere that actually has the first 3 things right. The first 3 Link monsters right. And we'll talk about why that's a little more significant, because that like they could have just gotten lucky. There's some interesting things with that. But yeah, I just want to go through this list, talk about what it has, why it actually has some validity now, and if it's true, some pretty cool stuff, and then just go into it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, guys, because I can keep you updated on this, and I think this is just super fun, and we're doing discussions, we're doing deck profiles very soon. We got some deck profiles coming, just waiting for Chaos Impact stuff, and news videos, as always. So let's jump right into it. So this is a list. Apparently, I believe it was like originally dropped on like, I want to say something, it's like 4chan or... man, I don't know, like something like one of those sites, but it didn't have too much like added to it. It was just very simply OCG Link VRAINS pack 3 rumors, and then 19 archetypes, and then at the very end it says missing 1 Link monster in broken English, and then it says there was also like a little note at the bottom that I believe said like it could be Zodiacs, it could be whatever the last link is, could be Zodiacs. So, but that's not super important right now necessarily. I think it said Zodiacs, Satellar Knights, or something else. I can't remember, but I can try and find that for you later. All right, starting here though, going down the list, we've got Buster Blader, Sky Strikers, Tenyi, Abyss Actors, Mayakashis, Mecha Phantom Beast, Bujin, Artifact, Predaplant, Melodious, Endymion, Ancient Gear, a plant-type deck, maybe Sylvan? Maybe they saw the artwork but didn't see the name. Simorg, a Union, which is interesting. I'm curious if that's like ABCs, because that's like the only real like Union archetype out there, like true archetype, so I don't know. Heralds, Reptilian, X-Hero, and a Link Dragon, not sure. And then of course the missing one that they couldn't remember or saw and couldn't tell what it was, I don't know. So the first thing here is, yeah, the first 3 are right. We got the new Demian Link, we got the new Predaplant Link, and the one that really like puts it out there for me is this one right here, a Link Dragon. This is the one that kind of blew me away, because it just says generically a Link Dragon. And what did we get? We got a weird 5-headed like dragon link that like we've never gotten anything like that in Link VRAINS pack before. So if this is just a rumor list, like maybe this is a dragon link and this person was just being generic and they were like, we could get a red eyes, we could get a blue eyes, I'm just gonna put a dragon link and like maybe I'll get lucky. Or if it like he saw the 5-headed dragon and was like, this doesn't look like any particular archetype, so I'm just gonna put a dragon link. It makes sense, right? Like that's the weird one. That's the one to me that like kind of makes me raise an eyebrow at this, because that is crazy. That is one that like nobody would guess. Like you wouldn't guess we're going to get a 5-headed dragon Link monster, let alone a Link 5. Like that's crazy. He didn't guess a Link 5, or he didn't put it on here, but you know what I mean. So that's what's so crazy to me. And I think Predaplant is pretty standard. I think a lot of people were putting Predaplants on their prediction lists and stuff. But Endymion, I don't think was, because it's a newer archetype. It's so like, well, it's new, but it's not. Like, it's newly competitive, but we have old Endymion cards, so I guess it still makes sense. They don't technically have a Link monster. They got that magical Daybreaker card, but like that's not a true Endymion card. It deals with spell counters, but it doesn't have Endymion in the name. It doesn't actually like synergize with Endymions like that much. So I think getting like a legitimate Demian Link was kind of like just an oddball pick to me. Now for some things that are still oddball picks that are interesting to note, I think some Morg is like weird because that's a deck that like does not use the extra deck at all, but maybe adding a Link monster makes it an extra deck, like more base deck. Again, this is a more newer like archetype as well. I mean, there were similar cards before, but now they are newly an archetype. But this is cool. This is cool to see if it is true. Heralds is super interesting. Heralds are super interesting just because it's a ritual deck. Rituals don't use the extra deck at all except to like use Gale Dogra to send cards, like to search and to pop and stuff. So Heralds is a really interesting one as well. Union is another one. I'm not even sure. Like I said, I guess this was probably ABC, but like that's weird. Like, what is it? Is it a Link 1, but it has to be a monster that's equipped with another monster? It could be something like that. So like, because I feel like putting 2 monsters into a monster and needing to have a monster equipped, that's a lot of resources to go into one Link monster. So that's weird. Sylvans makes sense. Ancient Gears makes sense. Melodious makes sense. Artifacts is another weird one. That's a deck that like it has an extra deck monster, but they don't really spam the board. So I'm guessing it'd probably be like an artifact monster with another monster, or maybe it's completely generic. I mean, you look at something like this is the one on the list where I would say would be the closest to like the Cyframe Lord Lambda, right? Like this could be something like that, where it's like kind of generic. It takes any 2 monsters, but it like lets you pull artifacts out of your deck or something, or like pops a face down card you control to do something, and that could be like popping an artifact on your opponent's turn or something. Like that could be decent. That could be pretty cool to make artifacts a little more workable in a main deck and not as bricky if you do draw them. Bujins makes sense. Mechaphana Beast definitely makes sense. Putting tokens on the board is pretty easy for them, so you can get monsters out to make a Link monster, so that'd be nice. Mayakashi's a weird one. Mayakashi's definitely a weird one. We already have a Mayakashi Link, so it's like weird in this one. It doesn't have any of the like specifics to it, like that change things around. Like Endymion's Link, like technically isn't an Endymion Link before, so like, but Mayakashi straight up like have a good Link. Like it's a solid Link for their archetype. So I don't know if this one makes the most sense to me, but you know what? They're 3 for 3, so what do I have to say? And then Tenyi is another weird one. Tenyis have 4 Link monsters now. We're going to get another Tenyi Link monster. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I love Tenyi. I'm actually building Tenyis right now with the new support from Chaos Impact. So, but that's a super weird one to me. And then another one right here, Sky Strikers. What the heck? Like, we've got 4 Sky Striker Links already. Same thing as Tenyi. But you know what's interesting about this one? This one is super interesting to me because before, if you had asked me like a month ago, I would have been like, you're out of your mind. No way Sky Strikers are getting another Link. Like, what's the point? They already covered the main the main attributes other than light and dark, and like they're just keeping it to the more like elemental attributes. But now we have a new monster for the main deck, and that monster doesn't make it sense unless Sky Strikers are getting a Link 2. Like the monster literally is just like its effects scream Sky Strikers are getting a Link 2, or else otherwise like that card has no business being a part of that archetype. Same thing with the new spell card as well. We're just kind of getting this card back from the graveyard and spamming out even more. So I sit here and I say, I'm already expecting a Sky Striker Link 2 at some point, so why not in Link VRAINS Pack 3, right? There's that, and then like other than that, like stuff like Buster Blader. Like Buster Bladers don't really span the board, I don't believe, so it must be pretty good. Maybe it's more of a generic one, kind of. Maybe it's one of those like it's kind of like the BLS Link, but Buster Blader's version, kind of generic. Maybe just a big Link, just to have like a cool Link that's like pretty good with like the aesthetics of an old classic card like that, bringing that back to the game. But yeah, and then there's some other weird ones like Reptilian. But we just got Aliens in the last one, so like Reptilian is kind of the, kind of matches up with that one. Not that needs to match, but like it kind of fills the same role that one had in the in there. Extra heroes weird. We already have 3 hero links now, at least. Might even have more than that if I'm not. I think it's just 3 so far, but it's another one where we already have links for it. But it's still heroes. Like, it's heroes. Like, they love making hero support. So yeah, this is just overall, it's a really crazy list at first. If I had read this without having the first 3 confirmed to be correct in this prediction list or rumor list, I might have said, like, no way. Like, there's so many crazy ones. Like, Sky Strikers don't make sense, Tenyis don't make sense, Mayakashis don't make sense, Buster Bladers don't make sense, Endymion doesn't make too much sense, Simorg is weird, Union is weird, Herald is weird, X-Hero is weird, a Link Dragon generically, ooh, that's weird. Like, there's so many on here that are iffy, but, like, we're also in Link VRAINS Pack 3. They might be trying some new things. Because they've gone through a lot of the main archetypes they've wanted to go through. But overall, guys, this is just speculation more than anything. This 100% could just be the guy who got crazy lucky. Although, because of the Dragon Link prediction, I tend to kind of believe this is real. But let me know your thoughts down below. With these being correct so far, let me know your thoughts down below. Would you be satisfied if this list is true? I mean, obviously, we'd have to see what these cards do. I mean, you read, ooh, Bujin, like, I love Bujins, but maybe the card's like lackluster, or maybe it's amazing, like, whatever. But as far as just speculation on if these are true to the links that will be appearing in Link VRAINS Pack 3, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this really could be awesome, and if you'd like it, if this is a list you'd be satisfied with. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you for watching. As always, like I said at the beginning of the video, subscribe if you have not yet. I'm definitely going to keep you updated on this list. Like, as soon as this gets debunked, I'll probably make a video on it getting debunked, just so people aren't still staying true to this. But we're 3 for 3 so far. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I mean, like, if we get another 3 links and it's still true to this one, I'm just going to assume this rumor is true. Like, 6 for 6, just like 3 for 3, okay. But 6 for 6, and with some of the weird picks on here that I would have said are crazy before, that's a little bit too much for a coincidence, and something's going on there. So I'll definitely keep you updated on that, guys. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.